Hey guys, it's Jenny from Southern Savers. It's Monday night in our weekly Q&A, and this week we are chatting about warehouse clubs. So this is the Sam's, Costco, BJ's, our bulk options for shopping, but ultimately what we're chatting about here is our bulk options for saving. Can you save money in a warehouse club? Yes. Should we buy everything in the warehouse club? No, not everything there is a deal. You probably already knew that, but that's what I want to hit on tonight is what are the key things that we should get and what are the things we should stay away from? How can we make sure that we are getting the full savings of our membership if we already have one? And I do have 2 deals for you on a membership as well. So if you're on the fence or you've always wanted one, there are 2 current deals running, one for Costco and for Sam's. So we'll try to hit all of that tonight. I would also love for y'all to share your go-to items in a warehouse club. I mean, we can all make a list of what to avoid, right? It's the things you don't need. That's the simple way to word it. But I would love to know, what are some things you found that you absolutely love? If every time you go to Sam's, this is in your cart kind of items, share those. I'm always happy to try new products, but definitely happy to find things that save us money. So if it's your go-to, it always saves you money, you never leave your warehouse club with it, share it and help us to all add it to our list too. That would be big, right? You're gonna help us all out. So that is your job in the comments tonight. And hello to everyone who's already joining, Lily and Danny and Anna and Wendy. Good to have you guys join me. And Lily, I already wrote down your tip from last week, so we can start there. Just to throw that one back out, there is a price difference between online prices and in-store prices. Lily shared that last week in Costco. We don't see that in Sam's. Typically in Sam's, actually, you'll see for some items, it will even say priced differently in your store. So if I do that as a pickup order, I'm actually gonna get the in-store price on that for Sam's. Costco, however, does run different prices online. So thank you, Lily, for chiming that in last week as a savings tip. We'll just throw it out there to start with this week. So let me go through a few things and I'm gonna let you guys plug in your favorites and then I'll go through your list too. So to start us off with, there are 2 deals running, a deal for Sam's and a deal for Costco right now. And I actually have up my little window that will help me to be able to to share these with you. So let's start with the Sam's deal first. Sam's is currently running a Sam's basic membership for $20. We typically see them always run a sale, but $20 is the lowest price that we see them run. And that is what they're running right now. Oops. So I just stuck that link in for you, and that should show up on all of our platforms. Almost there to Facebook, going out now. So you guys will see that link. That is the Sam's membership for $20, and I think that is running through the next week, but you never really know. Sometimes they cut it off early. So if you are pondering a Sam's membership, that gets you a whole year for $20. There is also a deal at Costco, but I couldn't help making the deal a little bit better. And I couldn't figure out how to do this for you for the Sam's one because the link just isn't there on their page. But for Costco, I actually want you to start at Rakuten. And I know I've been sharing Rakuten a bit, and I'm gonna put in a link for that too. If you've never used Rakuten, if you use the link that I'm now sticking in the chat, you will get a $40 bonus when you spend $40, and this deal is gonna do that. So if you've literally never used Rakuten, this is potentially coming out to be a free Costco membership for you. I mean, that's pretty sweet. So step 1 is to click on the link that I just put in to Rakuten and create an account. And I will show you what I mean by that. So Rakuten is a cashback site. You're gonna create an account here. If you've never done that before, use the link I just gave you. You're gonna get a $40 bonus through April 30th. So this one, you've got like 2 days to grab this deal, no pressure. Now, once we create an account in Rakuten, I want you to shop through Groupon. And Groupon right now is offering 10% cash back. That's an added point. So not only are you gonna get the $40 bonus for creating the Rakuten account, you're gonna get 10% back on this purchase. And right now, Groupon is running, it's sending us to Groupon, it's taking a second. There we go. It's going to send you to Groupon. You're going to shop like normal, and you can plug in any city you want, but it really doesn't matter here. Just search for Costco on Groupon's site now, and we're going to grab the Costco deal that comes up. So you're going to get a 1-year Costco membership for $65 right now. And when you do this, you're going to get a $20 Costco membership back. So let me walk you through this. You signed up for Rakuten. You're going to get a $40 bonus with your first $40 purchase. This is that. You're going to buy the Costco Gold Star membership for $65. You're going to get back a $20 Costco gift card with the deal. That's the current Groupon deal. So now you've spent $65, you got back $40 from Rakuten, you got back $20 from the gift card. So you're out $5, but you're not done. Because you went through Rakuten, you're also going to get 10% back on the purchase, which is $6.50. So you now have a completely free Costco membership. Now, if you've already signed up for Rakuten, obviously the $40 bonus is not available to you, but you're still going to get a $20 Costco gift card back and $6.50 in cash back. So it still makes for the lowest price that you'll find on a membership if you're wanting a Costco membership. But the fact that that guy comes out to be free after that Rakuten bonus is pretty sweet. So 2 deals there, $20 Sam's or a $40 if you've already signed up for Rakuten, or free if you haven't at Costco. So that gets us started in the warehouse world. Never pay full price for a warehouse membership. Okay, there's always a deal. And on that note, the biggest tip I can give you for that, definitely on the Sam's Club side, is that you don't put your husband on the account. Get it in your name. Don't put anyone else on that account. Sam's isn't necessarily tracking the address. Sam's just tracks the email of the account. So next year when this account ends, turn off the auto renew on that Sam's deal. Wait for another Sam's deal to pop up and sign up your spouse or your kid and get it in their name. It's super easy. Just another email address is all that it takes, and you can get another deal. With either of these deals, just to clarify, they do not allow you to sign up if your membership expired within the last 6 months. So if you currently have a Costco membership and you're looking to renew, this is where you kind of can't, or you've got to put it in someone else's name. Costco is more by the book. They do follow addresses, so you could try the husband trick with Costco, but a lot of times they'll see that someone in your home already has a membership, which kind of stinks, but it will work for Sam's to get that membership deal. So just a tip for you as we dive in on all the savings. If you end up deciding in the end, ooh, I want one of those, it gives you a way to save a little bit more in getting started. We don't want to get started having to pay for the whole membership. That's even more to have to save back in the end. So let's go through some of the top items that you should buy in a warehouse club first off. I'm going to jump in with some of y'all's comments too. So Anna chimed in with spices and seasonings. I wholeheartedly agree. Both of them sell bulk spices and seasonings at prices that the grocery store can't touch. There are some connoisseurs in the world, chefs that would cringe at buying spices in bulk because supposedly they lose their flavor. But I think you have to know what they were supposed to taste like, right? I don't think I'd actually know. I love bulk spices, so that is a big one. Cheese, Terry, I agree. All dairy products can be a really great price in the warehouse clubs. Cheese, milk, butter can be a go-to. Sour cream, if your family goes through it like my family does. Those would be key items every time. Lily chimed in with LaCroix, getting the 24 packs for $9. So it's like getting the 12 packs for $4.50. That is a great price. And I also will say one thing for the LaCroix in the bulk packs is they sell flavors that you won't find in the grocery store. So you get a little bit of exclusiveness there. And some of those flavors in particular we love. So I'm with you on that. Okay, and Deborah is chiming in on Lily's tip for the prices being different, and she said it's because the shipping cost is included, thus making the shipping free. So that is something to consider if you're going that route. If you're doing Costco pickup, though, that would be something to make sure that you're getting the better price there. Okay. And Debbie has a question. Do warehouses have deals on glasses or hearing aids? Yes, they do. You do have to be a member to get the member price on their glasses and their hearing aids, but they do have some decent deals. I actually had it on my list to share, as well as contacts. So I wear contacts, and I've gotten it filled at Costco quite a few years. You can usually find a similar deal with a bunch of legwork, but you don't have to do the legwork with the Warehouse Club on that. Okay, so let's jump through. I have a list with pictures for you of what I would grab in the warehouse, so that it always helps to have a visual. So first off is always looking for those instant savings deals. Doesn't mean you need these things, but I do love that Sam's now makes these bright yellow tags to pop out at you to just tell you this is on sale right now. Take a moment and ponder whether you really need these, but it is a great opportunity to grab them if you want to. And just to mention how these work in Sam's, these instant savings come off at the register. If you shop online, they're gonna come off when you check out online. And they actually will come off on multiple items. So if you ever see something and you're like, oh, I want more than one of that, you could do that. And you're gonna get that instant savings on multiple items. If you went crazy and you grabbed a few of them, it's totally fine. The other thing that I always look for are those clearance deals throughout the store, and they're usually good at highlighting those with the big clearance prices. Keep in mind, once we hit those, that's not going to hang very long. So sometimes I'll even post pictures of what I found in the store, but it doesn't mean you're going to get to the store and find those same items. So those clearance deals totally vary by store, but it can be fun just to walk in and see what you can spot around the store. So both stores, hands down, we should start with the Rotisserie Chicken. Costco, they're like the biggest rotisserie chickens you can find in town, but that is always a go-to when we are in either warehouse. Grabbing that rotisserie chicken, it just becomes dinner. Hey, I went to the warehouse today. This is dinner. Another idea here is Costco, I'm pretty sure Sam's does too, but I've only grabbed it in Costco, actually sells deboned rotisserie chicken that is vacuum sealed and is almost equal to like 2 rotisserie chickens, but they've already done all the work of taking the meat off the bones. This feels like cheating, but it's not. It's being wise. When I'm gonna do some crazy freezer meal prepping, I love to grab that Costco bulk pack of deboned rotisserie chicken. It's fresh, and I'm done. I don't need to do any meat prep for chicken freezer meals, and it's really enough to make, I don't even know how many, but a massive number of freezer meals, and I'm still gonna have chicken left over. Sometimes I just take that and put it in a bag so that I'm ready for other just random nights, dinners that call for shredded chicken. I don't have to do any work. I've already grabbed it. Now, it isn't the same $5 or $6 of that rotisserie price, but it's still not bad. It's equal to about grabbing 2 chickens, and the amount of chicken you get is equal to about 2 chickens as well. Another go-to can be eggs right now. They do have a great price on both eggs and egg whites. When I say great, let's totally put that in air quotes, because no one has a great price on eggs, but it is something that if you're there and you will eat that quantity, that you're going to have a good price on those eggs, grabbing it in bulk right now compared to that dozen price that everyone has in the $4.80 range. That's what I saw this past week. It is coming down, but I mean like by little tiny minuscule amounts. So we're gonna keep eggs on the list for right now. Another big one for us is all of the over-the-counter house brand medications. Do not bother with name brand medications, but house brand medications in the warehouse clubs, getting your Prevacid, which is really like omeprazole, getting your allergy medication, your Zyrtec, your Claritin, but your house brand version of that. The price per pill is pennies on the pill price compared to the name brand price. And most of these bottles, it's kind of freaky, but they're like a year's supply. You're getting a 400 count bottle of Zyrtec. That bottle is going to last you the whole year versus the 30 count that we would grab in Publix or in a drugstore. So most of those over-the-counter deals are a deal. As long as we're staying away from the name brands, There could be deals on the name brands. I've gotten fiber gummies in bulk, and it's not a bad price, but it definitely doesn't equal that house brand over-the-counter price if there is one on those products. Another one, I am a huge elderberry fan, and I'm just passing it out left and right on elderberry gummies all through the winter season. Grabbing that in bulk. Sam's and Costco both make a house brand on elderberry gummies now. So if you're in my boat, that is always in my cart too. And while we're here on this picture in particular, one thing to note, a little tip for the warehouse clubs is if you want to get their pharmacy, or let me start over. If you want to get your prescriptions from the Costco or the Sam's pharmacy, you do not actually have to be a member of the warehouse club. The same for BJ's. This is because a number of states do not allow them to limit access to a pharmacy. So anybody can access the pharmacy at Costco or Sam's without a membership. However, you're not allowed to buy anything else in the store. So even though you had to walk through this over-the-counter medication section, you can't add any of that to your checkout. You can just go in and get your medicine and leave. You can also not get the Costco or the Sam's price on that medication. However, you can still use your insurance. You could still use GoodRx. You could still use other ways to save. But if there was a Costco specific price on that prescription medication, you wouldn't get that not being a member, but you still have access to the pharmacy. So since we're basically there with these over-the-counter medications, it's a good time to throw in that tip. Nuts and just bulk, cashews, peanuts, they're just basic. We're not even talking like roasted or salted or anything, just could use for baking, could use for snacks. These are one of the best prices you'll see. They're usually in 3-pound bags, and the whole bag is usually maybe $2 more than the 1-pound bag price in a grocery store. So really great price on bulk cashews and pecans, almonds, which are a great healthy snack. So that was a big one that always in our cart as well. Cleaning supplies, I'm not always a fan because we can get some crazy good deals on cleaning supplies in the drugstores. But I know that there are folks who don't shop the drugstores. I don't know why you don't shop the drugstores. I can't convince you. But if you're not going to shop the drugstores, then shopping the warehouse clubs for your cleaning supplies is a good deal. Going with the house brand, even better deal. So you're going to find that Kirkland signature, you're going to find that members mark, getting those house brand cleaning supplies in bulk versus the name brand. The name brand in bulk, not always going to be the deal that we expect once we throw in a coupon or a sale and a coupon on that product. Even in a grocery store, we're usually going to beat that name brand price. But house brand cleaning supplies, you do have a pretty decent price per dose, per item, whatever we want to call that, on the dishwashing detergent, on the laundry detergent, and other products as well. Now I saw somebody mention, or Lily mentioned Fairlife protein shakes. I've seen other people mention protein bars and protein snacks, and that is definitely one that I would mention as well. So protein powders, protein bars, a lot of our bulk healthy snacks you will get cheaper in the warehouse club. And the reason for that is that a lot of our healthy snacks are actually made by smaller companies. They're not the General Mills treat bars, right? They're the Kind bars or the Cliff bars. They're smaller companies that don't really have that marketing capacity to run a bunch of coupons or to run a lot of promotional sales. So we see that bulk price actually become the better price when we don't have that sale or that coupon to line up with it. So your healthy snacks, your protein shakes, your protein powders, those can be great items to continually add to your warehouse club purchase. Now, your unhealthy snacks. If you're wanting pre-packaged snacks or really large bags of potato chips, they do have better prices even over Aldi when we compare out to the per ounce. Now, I'm not a huge fan of prepackaged snacks. We pay a lot of money for prepackaged. When you start to really look at the price per ounce, the markup is huge. So anytime you can grab that huge bag of potato chips and separate it out into your own sandwich bags, way cheaper than buying these boxes. But I get it. I understand that lunches at 7 a.m., that's the last thing that you want to deal with. So if you're going to grab them, this is cheaper in a warehouse club than the 18 or the 24 count packs in the grocery store, which we rarely see on sale. We don't usually have a coupon for them either. So it's kind of following that same guideline as the healthy snacks, because that sale and that promotional option just isn't there on these prepackaged snacks. Meat in general, so this is boneless, skinless chicken breasts. And just in the picture, it's kind of hard to tell what the picture is. But meat in general can be a good price in the warehouse club. Even better if your club offers a case price. So one price if I grab individual packages, but a whole different price if I grab a bunch of packages. So check and see if your store offers that case price. And another thing to mention here on meat is the US Foods Chef Store. And I mentioned this a few weeks ago as well. The Chef Store is really restaurant supply. There are other restaurant supply stores too. They are not a membership club. I do not have to pay anything or be anybody special. I don't have to own a restaurant to shop there, but I do get those bulk prices on meat. So they don't sell individual chicken at the Chef Store. Instead, they sell the case of chicken, but I am gonna get one of the best prices in town. So at least worth mentioning there, because we wouldn't want to join a membership club, a warehouse club specifically for meat deals when we could actually get that price somewhere else. This is one of those, if I'm already there, this is probably the lowest price compared to all the grocery stores. I might as well grab it, but it's not enough to join the club for, in my opinion. Now, definitely if we're going to get a big discount, but the discounts on meat aren't quite enough to justify the membership. Dog food and cat food. Now, these are large bags, but if you've got a couple big dogs, you know that dog food costs an arm and a leg for large dogs. I mean, maybe for little dogs too, but we have 2 labs and we can go through some dog food in our house. So this is a go-to for us as well. If I'm not at Tractor Supply for this, or I'm headed to the warehouse, then the warehouse clubs and grabbing this there is a good price too. Now let's talk baking items. I think I saw somebody mention baking items, and baking items are definitely something that should be in your cart if you will use them. Now these are big packages. This is a 4.5 pound container of chocolate chips. That's a lot of cookies. They're normally 12-ounce bags in the grocery store, so a lot of chocolate chip cookies coming at you. The other one being massive bags of flour. They sell it in 25-pound bags. We will grab one of these and it will last us a number of months. And I actually have 5-gallon buckets in my kitchen with food grade twist off lids. So it's easy access. And I have rice and I have flour that live in those 5-gallon buckets because it's just the cheapest way to buy it. I can buy a 25-pound bag of rice at Costco or at Sam's. I can buy a 25-pound bag of flour, but do make sure that you have a way to seal it up. So it is a typical 5-gallon bucket, though they do make food grade buckets, but we keep them in the bag. So in my opinion, it's not really touching the bucket. I know somebody out there will correct me, but that is just what we do. But we do have the food grade twist off lid on the top. So it's just keeping it sealed so that bugs don't get in it until you can use it all up, but it can be a great way to save on those items. And the last one that I had here on just specific items is maple syrup. Maple syrup at Costco in particular is one that people rave about. And this is actually what Publix made me think of this week. So if you didn't catch it and you have a Publix in your area, Publix has maple syrup this week, buy one, get one. I've never seen buy one, get one maple syrup in 17 years of running Southern Savers. So if you have a Publix, at this point, they're probably sold out. You should get a rain check tomorrow before the sale ends and get it the next time they're in stock. But besides that deal, this would be your second best option for getting a good price on maple syrup. It's just not something that's regularly on sale at a decent sale price. And everyone raves about Costco's. Another thing that everyone raves about is their vanilla flavor. I can't think, now that I have the word syrup in my head, I cannot think of what it is. But you know what I'm talking about. If we're baking and you need some vanilla, that's what they're going to get. You want to get it at Costco, and I don't know why I can't think of it. Oh, I did have some more pictures behind here. Frozen items, Costco in particular sells a lot of organic frozen items that Sam's does not sell. It is not Sam's market. It's rare to go into Sam's and find organic veggies in general, much less organic frozen veggies, but that would be a go-to if you were in Costco and you wanted those organic items in particular. Definitely check out the organic frozen section. There's a lot of choices there. There's also a lot of choices for kind of grab and go dinner, in my opinion. These are great to keep on hand. They're family size meals a lot of times, and you just need a night off from cooking and you've got it in the freezer. So I don't get a ton of these, but having some on hand it's comforting, right? And then the last one in terms of random items for sure is bath tissue. Again, this for me is a drugstore purchase, but if you're not gonna head to Walgreens or CVS and you're not gonna shop their deals, then grabbing the bulk paper goods, the house brand bulk paper goods, is a good price in Costco. Okay, so lots of things there. I know it was a long list, but I still, had the pictures and wanted to make sure that we didn't miss anything in particular. So I thought it was the best way to stay organized as we went through. And I'm going to chime in and go through all of y'all's comments here too. Vicky says, I haven't been to either warehouse in a while with the egg price situation. Are the prices any better at Costco or Sam's compared to the grocery store? And Lily chimed in right behind that, Vicky, with her prices, $9 for an 18 pack at your Costco. That does seem high. I've seen the better prices in our stores really have been at Sam's, and Sam sells, 5 dozen or 6 dozen in this huge box, which would be a ton of eggs. But going down to that price per egg, you are getting a decent price. So that might be the one you were looking at, maybe avoiding the Costco egg deals for now, if that's where you're at. Oh, and then I just saw your next comment, Lily. Her Publix still has a dozen at $10. So Costco is winning in your area. Good night. Okay, Publix in my area was $4.80 last week. That's a huge difference. I don't know if I could ever come visit you. That's mind-blowing at that price. But good to know to be able to compare kind of apples to apples there on what that price is. Okay. And Sue says one of her go-to things are synthetic motor oil for car oil changes. That is a great one to get from just that whole automotive side of the store at either Sam's or Costco. Another one, and I actually had a picture for this, is getting propane tank refills. So this is a Costco side. Costco has a very large propane tank. You bring your tank to them and they will refill it, and you pay per gallon. So you're going to take, you're not even going to take your tank inside, but you're going to go inside to the tire section in Costco, tell them that you have a tank you want to fill, and then they're going to go outside and fill it. Don't bring your tank inside. That's very important. They will fill it, and then you will go back inside and pay for it. It's a little antiquated and not super simple, but in the end, the price for these refills is half of the price for propane exchanges. So this needs to be, if you have a Costco membership, this needs to be how you are getting your propane for your gas grill or for whatever you're using it for. It is far away the best price that you'll find in town on propane. So synthetic motor oil, as Sue's chiming in, propane here. Tires as well, not a bad buy in the warehouse clubs. Do wait, they run on a regular basis, buy 3, get 1 free, or they run free installation and free, I want to say takeaway, but they dispose of the tire for you for no fee. Those are the deals to grab. Don't just walk in and buy tires. At least wait for a sale, folks, right? That's how it works on everything. They do regularly run them. And thank you guys. Everyone's chiming in on the word that I could not think of, vanilla extract. I should have pulled up the comments when I couldn't think of the word. I had that problem earlier tonight in front of about 70 people. Just words were gone. It's, I guess, been a very long day here. And Sheila, yes. So as I was mentioning those frozen items, you're not going to find organic at Sam's. It's just not who they view their market to be. And they don't even try. or if you want organic items, you really want that Costco membership, not that Sam's membership. You'll really be disappointed if you have a Sam's membership and you're aiming to only purchase organic. It's just not there. So it is important to note. Just want you to have a membership you're going to use in the end, and that is a big difference between both of those stores. Okay, so let's keep moving through some of the things that they offer. One thing to note as we talk about differences on stores or just policies in general, Costco is known for their very amazing return policy. There have been some viral videos that have gone out in the last year that make people think Costco might change that policy, but they pretty much have a no questions asked 2-year warranty on almost everything they sell in the store. So if you are grabbing something from Costco that normally wouldn't even have a 2-year warranty, it might have a 1-year warranty. That's even like your phone, your computer. When I buy electronics from Dell, it doesn't get a 2-year warranty. But if I buy that same Dell laptop from Costco, it has a 2-year warranty. So just know that. You don't even have to look up the warranty. It has a 2-year warranty, and that's pretty great on the Costco side. Obviously, you still need to be a member in 2 years, but it is a huge way to make sure you're taking advantage of the membership. If you have something that broke, I can still return it to Costco. So pretty sweet return policy there. Dee Dee is chiming in that BJ's has Nellie's free range 2 dozen eggs for $7.99, and that's on Long Island. That beats every price. Go BJ's. Nellie's free range, that's $3.99 a dozen. We're almost there. It feels like it's within reach. So I'm excited. And that seems like an area that would be much more expensive than South Carolina, where I am. So I guess you get some affordable eggs, but you have other high living expenses. One other thing to hit on for both warehouses here are travel deals. And you may not think of heading to Costco or Sam's before you book a big vacation, but there can be some fun perks there. Costco especially is known for its travel deals. So we're talking, you want to go on a cruise, heading to Costco before you book that cruise, letting Costco book that cruise for you. There is an entire travel section. They will have you do this with a travel agent on their site as well. So if you want to go, look, I can go to Hawaii. If you want to go and you want to work with a person, you totally can. But you will get gift cards back. You will get all of the current perks and sales that the cruises are running too, along with Costco gift cards back. Now, keep in mind, it is Costco gift cards back. I'm not going to necessarily get, onboard credit in that amount. I'm going to have money to spend at Costco, is how most of these work. But there are some pretty sweet deals to be had. So wherever it is that you want to head to, this could be a great place to start looking. You can always look on the cruise line site as well, but typically you're going to find the prices to line up and be equal, if not better, on Costco once you add in whatever that Costco gift card is. So let's go here for a big one. This is a cruise and a land tour at $1,800, but then they are going to throw in a reward of up to $1,250 on Costco qualified purchases if you were an executive membership or you have that executive membership level. So it's pretty huge to look at whatever those included extras might be. That's your 2% reward up to $1,250. So you're going to get that cash back on this one. Sorry, totally reading that wrong. But you will see in that spot, in that included extras box, whatever it might be, we'll just click on a few of these others. Alaska doesn't always have the deals because Alaska can be the popular one. But you can sit here and play around, or let's just go straight to deals. Maybe that would help us too. And see what they are. We go to Cancun, $200 instant savings, $350 resort credit. Total, we're going to get $250 beverage and food credit on a Hawaii resort. So you can see all those current limited time deals. That's booking through the Costco side. And Sam's runs similar offers as well on the travel side. not saying you have to use these, but if you have the membership, it adds at least something else you should check as you're thinking of a vacation or planning. Like, hey, could I get a deal on that? Could I book the hotel this way and get a better price? Never have to book it that way, but at least you've got another way to just check prices and make sure that you do have a good price on that item. And while we're there, oh yes, and renting a car, Lily, renting a car is why Lily got her Costco membership. Exactly. I've heard so many people talk about how Costco has the best prices on car rentals. So good job, Lily. You followed advice. I might not even known that it was everyone's advice, but it is a great one for Costco in particular and rental cars. And they also have really great insurance that they're basically adding in for you on that rental car purchase. So you may not even realize that you're covered with that. One other thing that both of these stores do well is gift cards. If you've not taken advantage of a warehouse gift card deal and you have a warehouse membership, you are missing out on that one. So the gift cards at Sam's and at Costco both, they do change as to what those gift card promotions are that they're running, but you are going to find gift cards on all sorts of things. Everything from Disney and Southwest Airlines to eating out, to going shopping around town. You really never know what you're gonna find. And a number that are, like, this is a whole section that is up to 25% off. So, or that's actually $25. We're not gonna give them 25% on the Southwest for sure, but the Domino's is buy $100 worth of Domino's gift cards. It's really 4 $25 gift cards. And only pay $75. So you just got one whole $25 gift card for free. The same for a number of these. $50 to IHOP for $37.50, $30 to Cold Stone for $20.79. These are considerable savings. Now, I'm not heading to Cold Stone all the time, but if I know, hey, we've got a birthday coming up this week in our house and she would love a treat to Cold Stone, $30 to Cold Stone would pretty much do it for the 5 of us that are currently at the house. Cold Stone's not the cheapest, but now I can get ice cream for the 5 of us for $20 because I bought the gift cards first and then we went to the store. So this does take a tiny bit of thinking before the birthday, making sure you have them. Some of them are email delivery, but some are not. And you'll see that below this. It says shipping. It's free shipping on all gift cards, but on the ones that are not email delivery, if I want to think ahead, I need to think ahead like 5 to 6 days ahead so that it shows up. But it is a great way to save on dining out for those items. Krispy Kreme. Movies is one, as we scroll through here, that I hesitate on. That really comes out to $9.98 a movie. Don't ever use these for matinees. Make sure that it does equal a discount to your current movie price. We don't go to the movies a ton because it's so expensive. So that is not one that I would jump on, but a lot of the dining ones we will regularly see, and I did click on the highest savings there, but we do see Southwest, we see Disney, we see places to shop at as well. So checking out whatever those offers are as a extra way to save. I'm then gonna head in, right? I'm gonna still shop in Ulta or still eat in the restaurant, but now I'm paying with a gift card that I didn't have to pay the full value for the amount that I'm getting. And Lily says her go-to is Subway gift cards when there's BOGO footlongs. So now you're matching that promotion with a discounted gift card. I love it. And Jill says, where can I find the full list of gift cards when CVS has a promotion? So I try to list them all out when they're running a promotion. The hard part is that it totally is dependent on whether or not the store has tagged them all, because there isn't a full list of them. They will put just a few of them in the weekly ad, which definitely needs to be in air quotes because the CVS weekly ad is really just this weird PDF that's like 6 pages long now. But since they don't sell their gift cards online, you're stuck with whatever you can find in the store or whatever pictures I can grab, whatever might be tagged. But I do try to update what is included on those gift card deals, usually by Monday afternoon at the latest. I take all the pictures on Sunday and then I'm working through them. So if you keep an eye on the CVS list, Jill, you should see any additions to whatever that week's gift card deals are within a few days, for sure. Okay, I'm working down my list here. We've hit a lot. Okay, I actually think we've hit most of what I had for both Costco and Sam's, not trying to ignore BJ's. I don't have one in my area, so it's hard. So many of the same things apply to BJ's. Do keep in mind for BJ's and Sam's in particular, we do have some savings that actually is just like a coupon. BJ's actually takes coupons. But with Sam's, you will have those instant savings offers. You will also be able to use Ibotta offers at Sam's and some Checkout 51 offers. So make sure if you are in the store that you're at least taking advantage of those perks. With Ibotta in particular, they actually have Sam's as its own store. So as you open up the Ibotta app, you can actually select Sam's, and there are offers in there that are only good at Sam's. They're bulk offers that no other store would sell that size item. So it is a good extra way if I'm already headed into the store to at least look and see what might be under the Sam's Club section. So tell them that you're shopping in store. Oh, it keeps giving us pop-ups. And then start to scroll through your offers. Some are just normal grocery, but some will be Sam's specific on really large packages, like this guy. This is $3 back on Jack Link's turkey sticks, 24 count only. That's only sold at Sam's, but it's actually only available at Sam's too when we start to use that Ibotta offer. So that's an extra $3 off of that product. You're already getting the bulk price on it as well. You might as well use the Ibotta. So this Ibotta, I'm not going to have linked my Sam's account there. I'm just going to submit my receipt. So I'm going to take a picture of my receipt in the end, just like I would if I was in a grocery store. So make sure you get a receipt. That said, if you choose to do the scan and go, you won't have a receipt for scan and go and Ibotta. So if you do have some Ibotta offers and you're going to check out in Sam's, I love Sam's Scan and Go. I don't have to deal with the register at all. But if I know that I have some Ibotta offers, don't mess with Scan and Go because you need the paper receipt to be able to submit it to get that cash back from Ibotta. You'll be kind of bummed when you get home and you realize you did Scan and Go and you didn't get a receipt. You can't get the offer. There is a printed receipt, by the way, for Scan and Go. If you ever do need it or you decide to do a rebate beyond Ibotta, you will get those in your email, and you will also have access to it in your Sam's account when you're signed in. You can see any past purchase and print it from there. A lot of our online rebates would accept that, but Ibotta will not. So got to have that in-store receipt if we're doing those Ibotta offers with Sam's. BJ's also, as I mentioned, does take coupons. So if you have a BJ's, that is another element for sure to be able to add in manufacturer's coupons on what you're purchasing. One thing that all three stores have, and this is not new, you know this, if you have a membership, is getting your gas from your Sam's, your Costco, or your BJ's. And really, this is how we've worked huge road trips. We went all the way out west in 2022, and I had basically mapped Sam's Clubs as we went, because as we went out west, the price of gas only kept getting higher as we traveled the country. But at least stopping in Sam's, we knew we were getting one of the lowest prices possible on gas. So taking advantage of your membership to get those gas prices. If you don't have a membership club, a little inside tip here, if you have Walmart Plus does give you access to all Sam's gas stations. So super simple to take advantage of that without a Sam's Club membership, or maybe you have a Costco membership, but you don't have a Sam's membership, but you have Walmart Plus, you're saved. I'm just gonna use my Walmart Plus and I will walk you through how to do that. So open up your Walmart app, and then in the Walmart app, which is happily pushing Walmart week, if we go down in the bottom to services in the app, and in services, you will see Walmart Pay and Fuel. And just open that up. This is where we are going to find our code for Murphy stations if we're at a Murphy station. But this little scan, this QR scan, basically, I'm going to scan the QR code that is on the Sam's pump. I don't have a Sam's membership linked to my Walmart account. I do have a Sam's membership, but that's not what I'm using here, right? I just scanned this. I'm still going to check out with the Walmart Pay that this is linked to in the Walmart app, but that's all I need. I've scanned the QR code with the Walmart app. I can now buy gas at Sam's without a Sam's membership and get that price using my Walmart Plus membership, which is pretty sweet. So takes a different spin there, but still getting the gas savings at that particular store. And they definitely add up. That price of gas, it will bring down local gas stations to kind of match them, but they typically have the best price in the area, in our area anyway, at any of those warehouse clubs. Okay, I have hit everything that was on my list. We went through a lot there in taking advantage of your warehouse club. Let's talk about what not to get for a second. Now, I joked in the beginning that it's, anything that we don't need, but there are some things that I would avoid in the warehouse clubs. So first off, if you go back to all the pictures I showed you, never purchased canned and packaged name brand items in the warehouse club. What I mean by that, bulk spaghetti sauce, that's Prego spaghetti sauce, bulk canned tomatoes from Hunt's or any of those particular brands, even the Kirkland Signature brands. When we start to look at the price per jar compared to that bulk big jar, the grocery store sale price is better. For example, this week we can walk in and get Prego pasta sauce in Publix. I think it's a 26 or 28 ounce jar for $1.50. And if we pull up pasta sauce on Sam's, we're not going to come out to that price for the same amount. So here we go. I love it. Sam's is making this very easy on us. So I can get Prego. These are 45 ounce jars for $9 in the end. And I should have double checked my Publix ounces in terms of that math. But this is basically coming out to $3 a jar. Have we hit the $1.50 compared to what we would have at Publix? I'm not 100% sure. Let's actually go look at our ounces. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let's look. I have every picture imaginable here, so we can do that. We'll pull up Publix and we'll look specifically at what their Prego was this past week. I won't make you guys watch me, but you can do this if you want. As you're pondering your grocery store prices, is this equal to what I could get in Publix versus the warehouse clubs for that bulk item? And a lot of times the answer is no. Now, Prego might prove me wrong here. I don't want to tell you wrong. Okay, it is a 24 ounce jar. So 2 of these jars at $1.45. That is what the price is here, $1.45 per jar. So in a sense, we are coming out it's a little bit cheaper per ounce at Publix than it is at Sam's. But these are huge jars. That is a 45 ounce jar of Prego. They say family size. I don't know how much pasta sauce your family eats, but mine eats that size jar. So going with this really big jar, we would actually have extra pasta sauce now in a jar that we didn't need. But that's your call. Most of our products aren't actually that close. I used an example. I guess I should have researched my example to prove my case, but you will see even on that one, we still came out a little tiny bit cheaper on the Publix side, but there's a lot of things that you will come out a lot cheaper. 8 cans of canned tomatoes will be almost $10 in the warehouse club. I can get 8 cans of canned tomatoes around 75 cents a can in the grocery store on sale. So as we start to really compare out those canned and packaged items, many times the grocery store wins over the warehouse club. Cereal, the grocery store BOGO with a coupon wins over the warehouse club. Now, I know when I tell you guys that not all of you are shopping the grocery sales. I have been doing Publix and Aldi comparisons now for a few weeks, and people have started telling me it's not fair to compare the grocery store price to the Aldi price. Guys, our goal is to buy something when it's on sale. So it is fair. Whether or not you want to shop the sale or not, that's your call. But it is important to know that the item is cheaper somewhere else. And so that's where we are with these particular items. It is cheaper somewhere else. So a lot of your canned and packaged items, stay away from those items. A lot of the household, you'll see the Ninja blenders, you'll see the kitchen appliances, maybe on an instant savings deal, they're a decent price. They don't actually compare to the Black Friday deals that we'll see, or even Kohl's with Kohl's cash back when that item's on sale, or I have a coupon with that item as well at Kohl's. So don't jump immediately into a lot of those online deals for Sam's. Instead, back up and do really what I recommended you do in Goodwill. I would recommend, if you are about to jump into something at Sam's that is a random item and you saw it and you're like, oh, that's a great price, we need to grab it. Hold up. Take a picture of it and upload it through Google Lens to Google and let Google search it for you. They're going to tell you everywhere that product is on sale right now and the going price for that product. Now, obviously, you're not looking at like great sales, right? You're looking at right now sales. But hopefully that alone is going to help you realize, oh, this is just kind of a normal price. This isn't an amazing price. And you can take a little step back, because what really ropes a lot of us in is that feeling of, if I don't grab it right now, I'm missing out on a deal. So just you taking a minute to remind yourself it's not actually that great of a deal slows you down a little bit. It keeps you from adding it to the buggy. It gives you a moment to ponder it instead of just immediately grabbing. So Google Lens is your friend in all stores to save money, and a big one for those items. That's why they sell them, is they know with a big fun yellow tag next to it that you're more likely to grab it. So stay away from those. My husband's go-to tip in terms of that, and I sometimes can't go to a warehouse club with him because of this, whenever we go to Sam's, he will not let me get a buggy. I'm not saying like I overbuy in Sam's. We usually end up there on date night. We need to run in for one thing, or I'm like, oh, I need to go take pictures because this is my life. So his trick is we don't get a buggy. This way, we can only buy what we can literally carry out of the store. And this can get a little awkward as I continue to walk through the store and keep adding things. But it does limit the amount that we spend in Sam's. It also limits the amount of frozen goods you get because it gets really cold really fast. But it's a tip that we've used a lot, and it definitely limits the things that you didn't need. You did not come in that store for those pair of work boots or 4 pairs of jeans. You just happened to see them while they were there, and you can't carry it all. So it helps you to stay away from some of those impulse buys because it can't all fit in your arms. Random tip, but it totally works. Okay. Lily says clothes are great to check out. Yes, and I agree. So with the clothing deals, there are some great clothing deals, and I'm not trying to bash them on our little tip either. There are some great clothing deals. I really love their clothing clearance deals in Sam's. Costco in particular, though, will run a number of online clothing deals. So if you've ever shopped Costco online, specifically in clothing, they will run like buy more, save more on the clothing side. And I don't know that they're running one right now. I'm pulling it up to see, but you'll get a like buy 5 items and save another $10 off. This can make for some really good deals on items that are already on sale. So keep an eye on Costco's website if they happen to run any of those additional savings offers on clothing. You just never really know what you're going to find. They do offer additional savings back on particular items. So one that I just found in hunting around, you will find kind of that instant savings side. And I'll slide that over so you can see it a little bit better. This is a 32 degrees skort. It's $14.99, but you're getting an additional $3 off if you purchase it before 5/4 limit of 10. So you will see these instant savings type offers on Costco as well, but keeping an eye on any of their clothing deals for that bulk savings offer. They do have a clothing savings section too if you're trying to spot them. These are all the things that have that instant savings on them, and there can be some great buys there. There's a swimsuit for $14.99. With these, if you wanted to grab it in the store, you do need to check and see if it's sold in the store first. A lot of them are only sold online, but you could still return it to the store if it didn't fit. It's pretty easy to do. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pause there. That is everything that I had for you. And we went through a lot on the warehouse clubs tonight. So I hope that was helpful. Again, if you tuned in late, at the very beginning, I shared 2 deals, one of which basically comes out to a free Costco membership if you've never used Rakuten for cash back. And the other is a $20 Sam's Club membership right now. So Scroll back in the comments. I put in links for both of those on the comments, but they're also at the very beginning of the video, so you can just go back and rewatch. Next week, we will cover, pulling up my plan so I don't change plans on myself. We're going to cover what to buy in the summer because we're there. Next week is May. It's exciting. This week is May. But all the things that you want to focus on for the summer, sales to expect over the summer, big sale events, things to wait to, because we do have kind of really two sides of the summer. Our back to school doesn't start until July, but we do run some sales before July. So we're going to try to hit it all so that you know what to expect over the next few months. So join me next Monday night at 8:30 for that. I'll also be on tomorrow at 3 o'clock with all of the deals running at CVS and at Walgreens this week. So if I don't catch you tomorrow, I'll catch you next week, but definitely tune back in for those drugstore deals. It's a good week in both stores. So thanks for joining me tonight, and thanks for chiming in on all your favorites too. It definitely helps all of us to make sure we're grabbing all the best things in the warehouse clubs. And I will talk to you guys